John, it's great to talk to you again. You're our favorite attorney in the whole world.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
you're
appreciate it.
the most entertaining. We have a lot of questions, but we're going to start with this because we had this email sent in, and we gave them advice, but we need to get our attorney hero on. She wrote, and he wrote, he said, my ex-wife and I divorced 5 years ago, but she never changed her last name after they were divorced, like back to the original name. And now she wants to pass that last name on to her new wife. Is that legal? Can you take someone's last name and then it's just yours and you can pass it on?
Oh, she's getting married to a woman.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she can. When she married him, she took on his name legally and forever. One of the things a lot of people try to do in divorce settlements is to get them to give up their last name. But because that is her last name, she can use it forever and ever and ever.
You're telling me in settlements, they'll go to the table and go, I need you to not use my last name anymore?
Listen, there's a lot of men who are very interested in having a total separation and in some cases are embarrassed to have their ex-wife be known as their first wife or wife, and they want it over forever.
Is that sometimes money paid to lose that last name?
Well, it could be. I mean, when you're getting into settlement negotiations, it's like making sausage. You don't see it all. You just get the end result. But, yeah, when you're settling alimony or cutting up the assets, it can be part of it.
Wow.
Speaking of name changes, could I just decide to change my name to Luke Bryan and then it's all good? Like I could legally just change my name to whatever I want?
Any name you want. I knew a guy one time who had changed his name to Kennedy. He lived in Chicago, and he thought it would be a great idea to be named Kennedy. And he changed his name to Kennedy. Now, the best that I ever heard of all time, and this is, I hate to even tell you this, but it's such a good idea. This guy changed his name legally on his license and everything to Senator so-and-so. I forget his whole name. In other words, Senator Bobby Bones.
Funny.
So what would happen is you call for a reservation, and they say, we don't have any tables. And then they say, well, that's too bad because Senator Bobby Bones was hoping to eat there. Oh, did you say Senator Bobby Bones? We have a table at 7:30 if that's okay.
And there's no
and
rule
this
against
guy,
that.
I read this article. This guy changed his name legally. So when he would come in on his driver's license, for example, it would say Senator Bobby Bones. And the perks and the preferential treatment this guy got was well worth it.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, you can do that.
So you can change your name to whatever you want it to be, including Senator.
Could you do a name like Buttface? Or would someone look at it and go, well, you can't name yourself Buttface. That's not, that's not a good word.
You can. I think Prince changed his name to like some kind of astrology sign. Mm-hmm. You didn't even know what it was. So, yeah, you can change your name. I don't know. I think every movie star out there has changed their name, especially the early ones. Rock Hudson was not Rock Hudson, and so forth and so on.
John Morgan is on from Morgan & Morgan. He is our favorite attorney in the whole world. We just nominated, and he won Best Attorney Ever. We did that in the last 5 seconds. There he is. John Morgan is here.
Thank you.
I
accept.
Yes, a couple more questions here. I'm having a wedding in August, and if someone has too much to drink at the wedding, then they drive home and they get into an accident. Is that my fault?
In most states, usually not. If it's on the books, it's what's called host liability, social host liability. Most states do not have social host liability, where you go to a wedding, you get messed up, you drive out and hit somebody. They don't have social host liability. Now, the liability that where many times states do have is if you have a public or a office, a business function, and it's for the business, and you're in the course and scope of doing your business because that's, it's a Christmas party. Those type of liabilities are a totally different thing. But just a regular party at your house.
Wedding,
no. Not social host.
Okay.
But now, if you have a business, a lot of states have what's called dram shop laws, and that's a totally different deal.
Okay. We have 2 more questions from John Morgan here.
Fire away.
The next question is, if a kid's iPad gets broken at school and it's the other kid's fault, who has to pay for the iPad?
If that happened, if the kid who broke the iPad lives in a home, many times the homeowner's insurance from that kid's home might pay for it.
Was it at school?
It all
Eddie?
depends
School.
on if
Is it school?
negligence can be imputed.
Is it school, Mr. Morgan?
Do what?
It was
got
at
broken at
school.
school.
Yeah, the other kid broke Eddie's kid's iPad. It was at school. We're just going
On
to be
campus.
honest. This happened.
Does-
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
There's homeowners coverage that sometimes extends to people, but children, it all depends on the age of the child. There's what's called imputed negligence. In other words, the negligence of the child can be imputed or put on the parent. All depends on the law and the ages in those particular states.
Final question for John Morgan from Morgan & Morgan. Have you ever been in a courtroom and yelled, "I object!" at the judge?
Nice.
I have yelled. I don't think I've ever yelled. I don't think I've ever yelled it because I come from the point of view of never let them see you sweat. And what I have found in courtrooms is when people are loudly objecting or objecting often, their case is not going well. So you got to be a little bit cooler than that. So no.
Okay, there he is.
Which that makes sense.
Yeah, if there's one person who's cool, it's John Morgan.
That's right.
When I see him on TV come on, he goes, Morgan & Morgan. I'm like, dang right you are. That's right. Hey,
For the people.
For the people. That's right. All right, Mr. Morgan, appreciate you as always. Is there any plug you would like to give yourself, or do you feel like your body of work here has done it for you?
I think my reputation speaks for itself, and I would like to say to you, Senator Bones, it's been a pleasure being on your show this morning.
Thank you. There he is. Our friend and yours, our hero, John Morgan. Morgan & Morgan. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. We'll talk to you hopefully soon.
Peace.
It's about